Alright, YouTube. That's a cranky old guy. A little change in plans. This thing's a little more involved in trying to get the cabling done, so I needed both hands. Don't really have any kind of setup for it, so. But this is that Vantrue N4 3-channel. So, one thing almost made me get rid of it is it's a little bigger in the windshield. I had a Dodge Ram, so I had a huge windshield. Wasn't a big deal, but when I bought this one, I didn't think about the fact that I'm in a CVR 2023. Windshield's much smaller, so if I would have put it where I was going to put it, as you can see the size of it, it's about the size, a little bit, about the size of my fist right there. I wanted to put it dead center underneath the mirror, but that's kind of where my view would have been. At best that, maybe. So I moved it off to the side a little bit. It still worked out. It still gets the shot I want to get, so it's not a big deal. But I almost did send it back, so kind of pay attention to windshield size. So what I did was ran the power cable. I got the GPS. Ran the power cable up underneath here. Sorry. Along this. Oh, it came out a little bit. I'll have to get that squared away again. Thought I had that tucked. Using that tool, pops right in. There's a channel up here. That's why it's kind of popping out. It's got a little pretty good size opening up along there. I used the tool to go around this seam here. Mine's pretty pliable, as you can see. I mean, I can push out my finger up in here, and the corner's a little tighter, so this tool helped out. The tricky part was the rubber seal. So I didn't want to take this panel off, airbag, speakers. So what I ended up doing was I tucked it up under there, but I pushed it behind the panel with that little tool. Worked out okay. Was a two-handed job, a little frustrating, but came out pretty well. So I went all the way down along the door, and then I tucked it behind this panel here underneath. So now when we get underneath, just to let you know, this is my second try at this video. Some things I forgot about, so I wanted to get it squared away. One of them was a flashlight. Sorry. So once we got underneath here, again, this is my 2023. I found a fuse panel down here with a spare fuse. So I tied the AC cable into that. I'm sorry, the power cable. I'm used to saying AC. The DC power cable into a spare port on the fuse panel that had full-time power. The other panel, or the other one's the ACC cable. I ran that in with the ACC. The jumper I got the hardwired actually had a double fuse, so I can continue using the fuse. And I'm not sure if you can see it. That's the screw that I ran the, sorry about the blur. That's the screw I ran the actual ground to. All right, it was pretty simple. Like I said, toughest part was that rubber seal next to the door. Now, when we did the back cable, now this is something else I don't like, is that's the back cable. Kind of sticks out. When I'm in my normal driving position, it's not too bad. It's not in the way. I can actually barely see because I'm a little higher up, so I'm about right there. So I don't really see the wire too bad, but not a fan of it. So I did basically the same thing. I kind of ran around this side here, up through that channel in the roof area, around this seam right here. Now this was a beast. Not a lot of play on the roof part and the rubber seal. So I had to use the tool they give you, and I also had to go and use a pair of needle nose pliers to kind of get it up in there. If you don't get it inside the roof line a little bit, you end up with bulges, and this rubber kind of sticks out like this a little bit. Look like crap. So anyway, so we got through that part, went through here just like before. Then I had the back door rubber seal to deal with. Again, the rubber seals were the worst part. Whole installation probably took me maybe an hour with trying to figure out where I wanted to put the camera. And I would say half that time was the two doors to get the back camera going. So now, again, I forgot for a second time to take these panels off. But like I said, everybody's car's a little different, so for a C-Ray, it's not too bad. But this panel here just pops right off. Pull it straight out, comes right out. I took this panel off also, same thing. So once I got back here, there's a ton of room. Sorry, I need some kind of camera layout here. there's a ton of room in here to get the wire up inside here. So I ran this wire up along there. I popped this off. I popped this off. I ran a small piece of, I think it was 16 gauge wire. No, sorry. No, yes, 16 gauge wire. Ran it through here. This was pretty tight, especially right here. It was a bad choke point. So I had a heck of a time getting through there. Pushed the wire through. I pulled the C connector from the camera through there. Basically, I just tied the copper wire to that and pulled it all the way through. Once I got in here, with these panels off, it was a piece of cake. There's a couple of holes along here. Basically, just kind of fish it through. Once I got here, I didn't even bother with cutting this out. It came right out, popped it in, and there's the back camera. So, all looks good. Clean enough job, I'm happy with it. So, now, as far as the quality, I have not yet downloaded anything on this.
Qualified candidates to apply.
Sorry about that. But the picture quality looks fairly good, at least on here. Let's see if we can get that to clear up a little bit. So, gives you 3 different channels. So, you got your front view. I don't know how good that's going to come in, but we'll give it a shot. There's the inside view, as you can see me holding the camera. And there's the back view. That's the RV. So, sorry. All right, so it also comes on the inside camera with 4 infrared lights. I checked it out last night. It's very bright inside. I mean, you can see everything with the camera. I don't know how good it's going to look normally on the, a bigger screen. Might not look that great. On that small screen, looks good. I haven't actually even double-checked footage. I basically put it in the other day, and I got the driver for a little bit yesterday, and not much today. I was actually dealing with the wife's car. Thank you, DMV. So, that's basically the install. Like I said, now this is a 2023 CR-V. It is one of the hybrids. Check your car out. Every car is going to be a little different with how you're going to manipulate it, how the panels come out. So just don't start yanking on panels and leave me a comment saying, hey, I broke the pins off the panel. Look it up. I did the same thing. Went on YouTube. Said mine could be pulled right off, and they did. A little hard, but they popped right off. Especially the long panel. The short panel going on the side of the hatch came off fairly easy. Nothing broke. Everything went back together properly. This is my second attempt at this video. First one, didn't have a flashlight. I'm not even sure really how good the view is going to be on the fuse panel. I'm going to take a look at that. Hopefully, if it looks good enough that you can kind of see what's going on with it, we'll go from there. Need a little something better than the phone, but I did say I would throw something out there, letting you guys know how the install and everything went. I did hope to let you guys see the install, but like I said, it didn't go well. It's a two-hand job. I don't have a bunch of camera equipment right now. I do got a tripod, but it was one of those things of, I needed to get it done, not sit there and move the tripod 75 times. So if you got any questions on anything particular about what happened with the install, the camera itself, let me know. Later on, I'm going to try to pull some footage off. Well, not try, I'm going to go pull some footage off of here. Take a look, see how it looks. If everything looks good, I'll give you guys an update on how the footage looks. I don't know how the tag is going to go. Tags are kind of sketchy. I do camera installs for a living, and license plate cameras are, usually pretty specific setups. So you don't just kind of throw them in, but we'll see how it goes. I didn't have too bad of a problem with my old truck's camera. It was a lot older. I got that in 2012. Like I said, I had to use it one time and one time only. It did save my ass. So, are they expensive? Yeah, I believe this one with the GPS kit and the hardwire kit, I think I paid $323 on Amazon. I'll double check that and update that info also. I was looking at the black view. It's a much smaller camera, but for the 3-channel, you're looking at doing like $400 and some to get the same thing. I don't know that the camera themselves are that much better. It would have been nice because it would be smaller. However, to have the inside channel, I'd have to have it below the mirror anyway, so basically I'd be in the same boat with it. Reason I got the 3-channel one is I'm contemplating a little extra cash Might do some Ubering or Lyft, but if not, I still have it, so that way when the asshole cop tries to tell me that I didn't have my seatbelt on, I can be like, yes. Alright, so like I said, any questions, bitches, gripes, complaints, let me know. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings, because overall, I don't care. Just kind of did this for the fun of it, and hopefully it'll help somebody else out if they gotta mess with this stuff. Alright, have a good one.